Hello, Purple Rose here, and I'm continuing on with Bastion's quest, his third and last quest, and I'm excited to do it because I want to meet his sister and find out if she was lied to as well and was told Bastion's dead, as Bastion was told that his sister was dead by Lord Sivelle, but it was a lie. And I think Sivelle did that just to keep Bastion's inheritance from his mother. And Lord Sivelle's a liar, and I hope we get to confront him, but we'll see. First I want to meet his sister.
I've been thinking about my sister, Clarine. Why would Lord Sivelle tell me she was dead all those years ago? Why didn't I end up with her after my mother's death? I think it's time to get some answers. I'm missing some part of the story.
So what is it you want to do?
Now that I know Clarine is alive, I want to meet her. I don't hold any high expectations, but I need some answers. I want to begin by calling on her husband, Count Ozin. He's a well-known noble who often visits Wayrest on the realm's business.
Why go through him?
Clarine has had decades to reach out to me. Either she doesn't know I'm alive, or she wants nothing to do with me. Either way, my return may be unwelcome. I should approach the matter with care. Would you come to Wayrest with me?
I'm guessing she doesn't know that you're alive. But, yeah, I guess it's best to go in with caution. I'll go to Wayrest and help you find some answers.
If Count Ozin's in Wayrest, we'll probably find him at the Cloudy Dregs Inn. Visiting nobles often stay there. I hope he can tell me something. After what I've learned about my mother's last wishes, I don't know what to think.
Do you have any memories of your sister?
I don't. I know she's about 18 years older than I am. I was a late-in-life child. According to my mother's servant, Analiath, Clarine went off to marry Elmond Ozin soon after I was born, just before the fall of House Hallex.
18 years, that's a big age gap. So wouldn't your sister have tried to find you after your mother died?
That's the question, isn't it? Why did she send me to the Sivelles? Was her own situation too precarious? Did she not want the care of a child? Or perhaps she's dead. It's possible Analiath is mistaken, and Lord Sivelle told me the truth.
I get he wants to believe in the Sivelles because they technically raised him. But, yeah, I trust Inalith. She was the servant of Bastion's mother. I trust her more than Lord Sivelle, with what I've been told about Lord Sivelle. What do you know about Count Ozin?
I've heard his name a time or two, usually when Lord Sivelle and his visitors got to talking about court gossip. The Ozins are a minor house with lands in the countryside of Stormhaven. Elmond Ozin is said to be respectable, at least.
Do you think he'll meet with you?
I don't see why he wouldn't. The taint on the Hallex name makes other nobles uneasy, but that was many years ago now. Of course, if he didn't know about my mother's arrangements, he might be very surprised to learn he has a brother-in-law.
Well, if he's married to your sister, I don't think he'd care about the Hallex name taint. I hope you find answers.
If Count Ozin's in Wayrest, we'll probably find him at the Cloudy Dregs Inn. Visiting nobles often stay there. I hope he can tell me something. After what I've learned about my mother's last wishes, I don't know what to think.
So, the Cloudy Dregs, where is that? Up there. I need to find answers as well. Really invested in this story. Like, I know Bastion's own life has led him this far, but I'm invested now. So is he upstairs?
You there. Do you bring news? Or are you here to deliver a demand?
He looks upset. Maybe you should sound him out?
A demand?
This isn't a very good time, stranger. Be on your way, unless you bring some new tidings about my wife.
Tidings about your wife? What's going on? Was she kidnapped?
She's been captured by slavers. Clarine was on her way to visit a friend near Coglin when she was attacked. Luckily, one of her guards managed to trail the slavers to Coglin Mine. I must arrange a rescue at once. State your business, swiftly.
I'm here on behalf of Bastion Hallex. He is looking for his sister.
Bastion Hallex? What, that's him over there, isn't it? Oh, he looks just like his father. I don't know how to say this, but Clarine believes he died as an infant. After her family's scandal, I thought it best to distance her from the Hallex name.
I knew she believed she was dead. You told her Bastion was dead?
I'm afraid so. And I told the Sylvels to let Bastion believe he had no family left. It was the safest course. Are the gods punishing me now for that choice? Oh, is it my fault that Clarine... Wait, you and Hallex seem able. You can save her.
But maybe Lord Sylvel's not the bad guy in this story. But technically neither is he, because he just did it to protect his wife, whom he obviously loves, from the Hallex scandal. Still, how would keeping Bastion away from his sister be safer?
After Lord Hallex's treason, some of the king's counselors argued for executing the whole family to make sure no threat to the king remained. The only way to survive was to convince the king's officials that the Hallex family no longer existed.
I guess you were protecting Bastion and Clarice in a way? Surely the king's officials knew Clarine was Lord Hallex's daughter.
Oh yes, of course they did. I had to convince them that my new wife was appalled by what her father had done and repudiated the Hallex name. Not only was Clarine at risk, my own house might have fallen under suspicion of treason too.
So, were you protecting yourself or Clarine? Probably himself.
I don't care for your insinuation. I love Clarine, and I feared for her life. But yes, I had my own title and family to think of. I was new to my title, and it would have been irresponsible to not consider House Ozin's safety too.
So, you did it for both. Yeah, I don't know. Was Lord Sylvel in on your scheme?
He had no great liking for it. He was a staunch loyalist and took Lord Hallex's plot against the High King as a personal offense. It took a rather exceptional inducement to persuade him to take in young Bastion.
Ah. What manner of inducement?
I bribed him. Lady Hallex had set aside a very substantial fortune in the form of jewels from her dowry for Bastion's education and upbringing. I suggested to Lord Sylvel that he might be a wise steward of that fortune.
So, he still took jewels. Ah! Don't like either of them.
You let your own wife believe that her brother was dead?
I made the decision many years ago when I was young and new to my title, and newly married to a woman I only wanted to protect.
You left a young child with strangers! They brought me up as a glorified servant!
They were to use the funds you had to see to your education and raise you as a gentleman.
It should have been her decision, not yours. I'm going to find my sister. For her sake, not yours.
I'm with Bastion on this one. You and Sylvel. Gah. You're lucky we're in a tavern or I'd kill you.
Count Ozin told Clarine I was dead? And he conspired with Lord Sylvel to keep me in ignorance too? What kind of life would I have had if these cowards had just told my sister and I the truth?
Good, better life, I think. The Count says he did it to protect his wife and you.
I suppose I can understand that. If the choice was telling a lie or risking the gallows for my sister, then Ozin made the right decision. It isn't cowardice to fear for someone you love. And it's clear that he fears for Clarine now.
Yeah, but still, he should have given you and your sister the choice. Like, I know there was... Like with your father trying to kill the king. That's a bad taint on the Halleck's name. Still, he shouldn't have done that without you and your sister's involvement. He said the slavers are in Cokeland Mine.
I know the place. Bandits and outlaws often lair there. I'll sort out the rest of this later, after we make sure Clarine is safe. I couldn't bear it if I got so close to finding her, only to lose her now.
Yeah, let's go.
Lord Sylvel told me more than once that I should be grateful that he didn't just drop me off at some orphanage or another. But this whole business of buried secrets and deliberate lies is infuriating, regardless of the reasons for it.
Yeah, there may have been some good intention behind it, but just mainly to protect their name. That's the bad intention side. Do you believe Count Orzin's story?
It makes sense that the Count wanted to protect my sister. I could almost forgive that. But I suspect he was also interested in protecting his own good name. I can't help but wonder about the life I could have had if he'd chosen differently.
The Sylvels ever mistreat you? Well, Bastion and Quisley don't get along.
No. I was much better off than if I'd been left at an orphanage. But I wasn't family, and I wasn't quite the help. If I hadn't met you, I would have spent the rest of my life looking after the Sylvels' interests without ever really belonging.
That's not right. You and me will have words later. And I really want words with Lord Sylvel. But I don't think that's gonna happen. So to the slaver hideout. Just over there. But yeah, I get he did it to protect Clarine. But he also did it to protect his own estate. Which in itself isn't good. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Still would have been better if he let Bastion and his sister decide.
This looks like the right place. I'm not the praying sort, but I'm praying my sister is unharmed. Slavers are no joke.
Sure! Gonna kill them all! Hopefully your sister's alive.
I feel like we must be getting close. Hurry.
You won't get away with kidnapping a countess! If you had any brains, you'd flee now!
So that's your sister. Well, you got the same reddish hair.
Did my husband send... Oh, never mind. Let's get out of here!
Not even gonna talk?
I thank you, stranger. Those slavers intended to demand a ruinous ransom for my return. Whether they meant to honor their word is another question entirely. Let's be on our way before more of them find us.
Well, when slavers are involved, they probably would have taken the ransom money and then sold you into slavery. So let's get out of here.
I can't believe that I'm free! How can I thank my gallant rescuers?
Well, talk to Bastion for one thing.
I have so many questions, and no idea how to begin. maybe you could speak to Clarine first. I feel like I could use a little more help. A word of introduction, I guess. But let's make sure we're somewhere safe first.
Yeah.
I am Countess Clarine Ozin. I had hoped that my husband's troops would rescue me from that awful mine, but I don't recognize you. No matter, you have my deepest gratitude, strangers. How did you know where to find me?
Told us of the danger you were in.
Did he? Oh, I prayed that one of the guards had managed to get through to him. Elmond must have... That is... I'm sorry, but your companion, who is he? He looks just like someone I knew a long time ago.
Bastion Hallex.
What? How is this... Bastion? My baby brother? I thought he was dead! By the 8, of course he looks familiar. He takes after our father. Oh, excuse me, please. I am quite overcome.
We've been told you were dead as well.
Look at him. He was so small when I left our home. Our parents were so excited to have another child so late in their marriage. Where has he been all this time? How did he come to find me now?
It's complicated. I'll let the two of you speak.
Bastion? The last time I saw you, you were only a toddler. I did not even know that you were alive.
I only just learned that you were alive. I wish I'd known sooner.
You look so much like our father, but you probably have no memories of him, do you?
Sadly, I do not. Nor you, Clarine. I would like to find out what I've missed.
I as well. Oh, I have so many questions for you. Did you know you have a niece and nephew to meet?
I would like that. And I have many questions for you, too. But first, let me speak to my friend here.
Aww. A happy family reunion.
Clarine is a stranger to me, of course. But part of me feels like I know her somehow. She said I favored our father. I've always wondered about that.
She appears as pleased to find you as you are to find her.
Indeed. I confess, I was a little worried that she might not have much to say to me. After all, she's a countess, and we are strangers. Clarine seems kind, though. I like her already. That feels rather good.
You're an uncle. She certainly seems willing to treat you as family.
Which is something the Sylvels could never do. She has a good heart, I believe. It's strange. I left the Sylvels because I wanted to find my own place in the world. Discovering a family I thought I lost? It roots you properly, so to speak.
Do you want to stay in Wayrest with her?
Not yet. Right now, I still want travel and adventure. Being part of my sister's family is something that will happen with time. Thank you for seeing this through. I think I'd rather face a dozen dragons than the ghosts of the past.
Yeah. Best to take baby steps. Go. She's willing.
Oh, Clarine, are you all right? Clarine, I've been worried sick. Thank the 8 that you are all right.
All is well, Elmond. The heroes you sent succeeded, and I have something extraordinary to tell you.
I know, my dear, I know. An old wrong can be set right today. I feared for your life. I know I should have told you about Bastion, but I will earn your forgiveness, and his, I promise you.
I hope so.
I don't even know where to begin. My sister and I haven't seen each other in 25 years. She remembers me as a 2-year-old child, and I don't remember her at all. What if we have nothing in common besides a name?
Well, just start talking. Where else can you start? You'll figure it out.
For the first time since we started down this road, I think I believe that too. But we have so much lost time to make up for. And the thought that I missed the chance to be a part of this family decades ago is almost too much to bear.
Lord Sylvel and Count Osmond kept you from that. Can you ever forgive him for that?
For all I know, Elmond Osmond saved my sister's life by lying to her. And it's obvious that he loves her with all his heart. They are happy together. For my sister's sake, I can set aside old sorrows. But I am done with the Sylvels.
I still want to talk to Lord Sylvel though. You can punch him like you did Quisley.
A day that started in darkness and fear has brought me a miracle beyond imagining. The loss of my family all those years ago almost broke me. To find out now that I am not the only Hallex left, I hardly know what to think. How is this possible?
Life's full of mysteries. What will you do now?
Sit down with Bastion and talk for days. I want to know everything about how he was raised and what family he found. Where has he been all this time? And I need to speak with my husband. Why did he tell me Bastion died? A mistake? Or not?
Bastion was fostered by the Sylvel family who worked for them.
The Sylvels of Daggerfall? Bastion stayed with him after Mother died, but he was to be sent to us just as soon as the King's officers satisfied themselves that I had no part in my father's conspiracy. I hope they were kind to him.
I guess they were, but... yeah, they still lied to him. And yeah, Count Osmond only meant to protect you, in a way.
I guessed as much. I remember the court officials who interrogated me after my father's treason. My life hung by a thread in those awful months. But it was wrong for Elmond to mislead me so. It was my family, and my decision to make.
Yeah, will you ever forgive him?
Am I upset? Yes, of course. But I understand why Elmond chose as he did. He's a good man. I only wish he'd told me sooner that my brother lived.
I'm with you on that.
I cannot thank you enough for rescuing Clarine. I know I made a dreadful mistake in the past. I promise to make it up to both Clarine and her brother. Bastion seems like a good man. I will be proud to call him brother too.
I didn't do this for you. I did it for Bastion. And his sister. Yeah, I still want to confront Lord Sylvel. But I guess we never will. Because Bastion said he doesn't want to see the Sylvels again. Which is understandable. But him and his sister are reunited at last. They can move forward. Which is good. I'm going to end this one here. Thank you for watching.